When we don't have clarity, we are scared. When we unfortunately do not have clarity in our perception, that how we perceive through our five senses, naturally, naturally, when we when we perceive through our five senses, more or less the process of perception. Naturally, when we perceive through our five senses, more or less the process of perceiving is the same given the human biology, given the human body, you see. But every body, the result, when we perceive, not two people, not two people. Nature does not allow not two people. What is the population of this planet Earth? 7 billion. And in these, roughly, nobody knows exactly though, and you would agree with me on that, roughly 7 billion, not two people, literally can perceive the same event identical. Nature is, they are perceiving, but everything, everything basically is going through the whole edifice. Everything basically is going through the whole edifice of knowledge, that what you understand as knowledge, the whole edifice of knowledge. And every being, the knowledge for the being, every being, the knowledge for the being is slightly different. Even you see the siblings, even you see the siblings, the sisters and brothers in the same family through the same birth. Remember, birth. Through the same birth, parents are acting entirely different, even they were raised with the same knowledge, because there are a lot of things attached, the previous karma from numerous lifetimes, the physique, and the life which exists on the life, the mind which exists on numerous levels, if you understand. This causation, this wisdom, this message from sacred, this causation, this wisdom, this message from sacred, the sacred principle started out a few minutes ago when I said, when we do not have clarity in our perception, when we do not have clarity in our perception, we are scared. We when we do not have clarity in our perception, we are scared. We are we have fear of unknown. We have fear because we do not understand anything. Sometime the way I run a YouTube channel on media, and most of the time the responses I get from people are very positive and healthy, and they admire me highly. They say you are making they say that you are making a huge difference in community. They say that you are making a huge difference in society. They say that you are making a huge difference in human perception. So for the most part, um, when I get these type of feedback or these type of responses, it makes me happy. Not because these are compliments and I'm flattered by the compliments. I'm past that stage. I have transcended myself from the grief and happiness. I remain same in both cases. I remain same in both cases. I remain same in both situations, whether it's grief or whether it is happiness, whether it is a scary situation or it is a beautiful situation, whether it's a scary experience or it's a beautiful experience, I remain the same. And the reason I remain the same because I have transcended for the most part myself from fear, from self doubt, and resentment, gossips, planning of getting even, scheming against your fellow humans, all these negative traits. These are all the tools, these are all the weapon of the demons, and these are all the weapons of the devil. It starts out through a thinking process always. If you understand, it always starts out through a thinking process. The demon and the devil has the power to read your mind. If you are not alert enough, it would penetrate through the thinking process. That's why in last numerous retreats, if you see, you witness, that's why in last, that's why, that's why in last numerous retreats I have been That's why in last numerous retreats, just about every day, I have been stressing out to transcend the thought process and take charge of your thinking process and take control on your mind. If you control your mind and you take charge of your thinking process through meditation, and more precisely fundamental or kriya meditation, you would see when the demon or the devil, cannot be seen which cannot be seen through naked eye until unless the demon or the devil is manifesting in a human form, which also happens. When I go among people, I look around, not critically, that's not my intention, but every now and then somebody comes, every now and then somebody appears, and when they are in my surroundings, such a being, you can call them human. Of course, you can call yourself human, but I use the term being because I can see through the human. The term human or the word human is also a human construct, so I don't believe in it. As a reference point among humans, I might use the word, if you understand, to make a point. As a reference point among humans, as a reference point among humans, I may use the term or the word human to make a point, but in reality, I am very clear. So when I see such a being or such a human being, I know exactly what is going on with this person. This person is demented. This person has evil tendencies. This person wants you to suffer. And when you suffer, it would be very thrill. This person wants you to be scared, and when you are scared, it would be very thrill. This person is a parasite. And people like that exist in your surrounding. Make no mistake. If you are not alert enough, if you have not created enough distance between what you essentially are, the sense of self-awareness, mine would beat you. You understand? So do Kriya Yoga and do Kriya meditation. You understand, when you give too much significance and too much power, then fear, as I started this video, as I started this message, that fear would start in you. If you understand, that the fear would start in you, and the self-doubt would start in you. And this message precisely tells you that you have no reason to be scared, because when you are scared, you would make foolish mistakes. You understand? You are scared of unknown. As I said, that I get a lot of positive feedback, but every now and then somebody messages either through email. Every now and then somebody messages either through email or they text me, and they are not rude. They cannot afford to be rude with me. Or at least that's how they perceive it. You see, every now and then somebody would message me and they would say that we are uncertain. You see why I'm saying we are uncertain that what to we are uncertain that what to make of you when we watch your videos, when we watch the words of truth and wisdom. Basically, when we watch your videos and when we watch the words of truth and wisdom, we see a lot of clarity. But when we look at you, we cannot make sense out of your appearance, or how you look, or your physicality, or your physical body. And we feel a little overwhelmed. Sometimes we feel a little scared of you. You see, again, the point I'm trying to make, they feel scared of me because they don't understand what's going on. If you saw me 50,000 years back, you have no reason to scared of me, because you look alike. If me and you met 50,000, if me and you met 50,000 years back, you wouldn't be scared of me, because me and you would look alike. If you understand the ancient your soul is, you see, and you have taken advantage of the cycle of birth, the ancient your soul is, and you have taken advantage of the cycle of birth and bodily demise. That's what I have been doing since the time it started on this planet. You see, I am taking advantage of every carnation fully and making myself clear for the light. That's what I have been doing. My aim is to get to the light, my aim to achieve moksha, and I'm not going to settle down anything less than that. If you understand, when you have that kind of passion, when you have that kind of devotion to your practice, and that is what your aim is, to live in the kingdom of heaven as Lord Christ, the holier Lord Christ, or Lord Buddha said, nirvana. That's where I'm gonna land. You see, I do not know how many more lifetimes, but one thing is for sure, I have karma attached. That's the reason you are witnessing my body, and that's the reason you are witnessing the sound of my very voice. Otherwise, you wouldn't see me. I wouldn't see, I would, excuse me, follow my words. That's why I try not to sometimes speak too fast, because it's not that English is my first language, and I have no problem with that. But I want you to be clear as clear. I want you to be clear as humanly possible. So, sometime during the state of meditation, when I'm delivering the words of truth and wisdom, of course, for the most part, I have no thoughts in me. This life, which is the manifestation of self awareness, running through me. So the words sometime are, of course, all the time when I'm in a state of meditation and delivering the words of truth and wisdom, they are just pouring out. I don't use my intellect until unless I have to, or I try to remember. You see, do you remember? Or I try to remember something, you see. Anyway, so I have been taking advantage of every lifetime, the cycle of birth and the bodily demise, and I am not going to settle down anything less but the kingdom of heaven or the state of nirvana. You see, that's what I've been doing. When you transcend yourself on a rapid speed, when you are totally dedicated to your practice, when you transcend yourself on a rapid speed, when you are totally dedicated to your practice, when your intentions are sincere, when you are pure in your intentions. Intention is everything, intention is the birth of creation. When you are pure and sincere intention towards yourself and towards your fellow humans, when you do no when you do no harm to yourself, and when you do no harm to others, you look like this as I look. So do not be scared of me or overwhelmed or anything. I'm not going to cast spells on you and all that human crap. I don't do that kind of thing. Am I capable? I don't know. I would answer. So people ask me time to time, are you capable of casting spells? Am I capable? I'm not gonna say yes. I'm not gonna say no to you. You see, I'm not going to say yes in the response. I'm not going to say no in the response. I leave it on your thinking process. Take a guess. And number two, I do not. Am I capable? I don't know. That's the answer for that question. Have I casted spells or do I cast spells? No, that's the answer. Because my intention is to do no harm to myself or my fellow humans. My message is on the contrary, which is be good to yourself and be good to others. Do not just think for yourself, otherwise, you are heading in the demented direction. Otherwise, you are again heading to evil. Do not just think for your do not just think for your wealth. Do not just think for your own welfare. Think commonwealth, think common welfare. And it does not stop just to a society or a country or a culture such as America or England or Canada or India or any of those places. You see, it does not stop here. It goes beyond the boundaries, it goes beyond the borders. You see, there is no, these are identifications. So be sincere. Regardless, just do good, regardless, no matter who you do good to. You understand? Just do good. You do good, you would receive good. It's a given. That's how, this is the very fundamental uh, rule of nature. You do good, you would be given good. Now, there are two type of people who are doing good. One is to show or expecting something in return. The other one is expecting nothing in return. They both would be rewarded. Now, I mean, I'm pouring out pure wisdom. It started out from do not be scared, try to understand things basically. And once you understand somebody or someone, you uh, would not be scared of them. You see, there is no reason to be scared. Specifically, somebody who's spreading the words of truth and wisdom. You. See, that's why um, I refrain to mingle or socialize a lot in the society because the way, that's why, oh Brahma, oh Shiva, that's why I refrain to mingle and to socialize a lot in the society because obviously I don't want people to feel overwhelmed by me, which I notice when I am in the surrounding or thinking something. Not that it matters for me, but it makes them a little uncomfortable. If you understand, I from my persona or my existence, I don't want anyone to feel uncomfortable. That's why I am very selective to whom I have to perform a one to one meditation session. When I see the person has the guts and the nerves to uh, when I see the person has the guts and the nerves, the level of the person energy slightly higher than an average human, that the person can tolerate my presence, then I conduct a one to one session. But people like that I do not run into people like that very often, if you understand what I'm saying to you. So nothing is happening special with me. It's just that when you are an old Atman, when you have learned a lot of lessons and you encompass wisdom because you have transcended yourself through negativity, then you look like this. You do not pay a lot of attention to your accumulation. You do not pay a lot of attention to your thought process, and you have control on these things. Then all there remains is wisdom and truth. So I share it with you, so you can get that advantage, so you can also be benefit from the words of truth and wisdom, you see. Anyway, everything is connected. Since I started this video, that was probably 15 or 16 minutes ago, started out giving you different type of tools. Basically everything comes down to the significance of meditation, but the right now today my emphasis is on fear not. Fear is no good. Once you understand that, once you understand something, if you understand what I'm saying to you or no, once once you understand something, you see, pay attention to what I'm saying. Once you understand something, you wouldn't be scared of it. You are not here to be scared or worry too much. You are not here to be scared by useless thoughts that keep you scared. You are here to enjoy the life to full, and I am the one who is guiding you into that path. However, as I am stressing out lately, I do not know for how long. You see, time is an essence for me. Time is an essence right now. I don't know. I don't think I have a lot of time. I'm not physically sick. I'm in a perfect health, as you can see. Thanks to my Kriya Yoga and thanks to my Kriya meditation, that I am in perfect health. I am not sick. I have health issues, but those health issues are with my body and because of the previous karma. But my Kriya Yoga and my Kriya meditation keeps me very healthy. But remember, we talked about the energy level. The energy level has risen so high that the body automatically becomes feeble and weak to carry the prana. That's all it is happening. Nothing fictional is happening. No fairy Nothing fictional is happening. No fairy tale is happening. I'm not talking sci-fi. I'm not talking romance. I'm not talking bibliographies or biographies here. I'm talking very practical. And that's all I do. That's the reason you find it attractive to listen to me. I know it. You find it attractive basically to listen to me. You find my voice very soothing to you because from it is coming from my authentic being. You understand? It is coming from all the sincerity that I have towards the humankind. Even though I'm not a human, but I have a lot of sincerity. I have a lot of compassion for the humankind because I want to stop their suffering on the regular basis. You see, humans unfortunately and humans sadly have learned to suffer on just about anything. You see, um, if you take a look at yourself, you would realize that you have learned from others, or you are told, or you are taught. You see, whatever the English word you want to attach to it. Whatever you are told, whatever you are taught, English word, whatever you want to attach, you have learned, unfortunately, to suffer on just about anything and everything. You understand, you are married, you suffer. You are single, you suffer. Don't you see that in you? You must go, your focus must go a little more profound, a little more deep. Right now, you are single, all your awareness is stuck in that chakra. I want a boyfriend, I want a girlfriend, or I want, it doesn't matter who you want. That what matters, you want a partner, you don't want to be single. Right now all your awareness is focused, but you don't understand the nature of the mind, you see, because you don't meditate. The nature of the mind is such, if you got you if you are now in a relationship, then your mind would move on to something else to make you worry. You would never sit because you do not take time to perform Kriya meditation. Do you understand or no? The nature of the mind is such, the nature of the mind is such that as soon as you feel something, it would move on to it would move on to the next thing and the next and the next. It's not going to leave you alone. The problem is not your issues, the problem is the mind. You don't realize that. You see, the problem is not the issues, the problem is the mind. Mind does not um, want to rest. It tries to make even sense out of objects. You see, this is a bottle of water. If my mind was my in charge, it would try to make sense out of it. Let's say they're sitting right here, a rubber band, you see, next to the water bottle, a rubber band. I always use the metaphor of rubber band because it's very easy and very generic. Now, next to that water bottle sitting a rubber band, you look at the rubber band and your mind just get wrapped around the rubber band trying to make sense out of the rubber band. There is no really much to make sense out of it. But this is the mind, basically. Mind wants to keep itself occupied even though there is no reason to keep it occupied. Then it would make sense out of rubber band, then it would perceive a thought, it would make sense out of that, and then it would see somebody, some human, it would try to make sense out of that. Not that you are understanding either the bottle of water or the rubber band or your thought or the being to its entirety. You are not. You are just understanding what you already have understood. You are perceiving your own knowledge. You're the data in you is humongous and it's being recycled. That's what's happening. Everything is coming down to my loved ones, since I love you humans. Is coming down to create a distance from your thought process. You understand? Otherwise, you would just keep complaining. Right now, you are single. You are complaining. You see, all your focus and your awareness is I am single. You see their couple, and you do not know what is going on in their life. They are not going to cry, or most people try not to come around and cry and say, hey, I'm miserable. Maybe they are not happy either, maybe, but they just show off. You see, humans have learned to show off. Don't you see that? Humans basically humans sadly and unfortunately have learned to show off. So they show off. They have a need to get attention. The other people would say, oh, they are so happy, they are so cute, they are so sweet. And then for some time they would get the thrill from the responses of other humans, and then back to zero. Nothing is happening, no progress is being made. It's just nasty habit to get attention. So don't worry about if you are single. Being single is not a curse. I have mentioned that to you. First, pay attention to what you really want from your life, then you can go into a relationship. You see, first, you should find out that what you really want, who you are, read the user manual, then you can go into a relationship. You see, you don't have to worry about these things just yet. Um, and then you can complain just about anything because you have no charge, you have no control on your mind. You are single, you complain. You are married, you complain. You are in a relationship, you complain. And after that, you are educated, you complain. You are ignorant, you complain. It's raining, basically. You are complaining. Sun is out, you are complaining. Somebody's talking, you are complaining. Somebody's silent, you are complaining. Somebody's speaking loud, you are complaining. Somebody's talking quietly, you are complaining. You can tell me, show me one thing that you are not complaining. You have a job, you cry about that. You don't have a job, you are desperate to find one and you complain. You see, you are educated, you complain. You are uneducated, ignorant, you complain. You see, you are complaining in just about everything. You have learned to complain. And you know why you have learned to complain? Because you are not in the charge of your thought process. You do not understand the nature of the mind. Once you understand the nature of the mind, you won't complain at all. How many times you have seen, if you are a friend on Facebook, if you basically are a friend on Facebook with me, you see, you would see the things I post. It's literally just to bring clarity one way or another. If I have posted some words, to my intention always to bring clarity in human perception. Do you think I don't have problems in my life? Do you think we don't have problems in in our life or the daily life? Every now and then, here and there, yes, there are problems, but that's life. You see, if there are no problems, if there are no barriers, if there is no resistance, then you wouldn't learn anything, you see. And that's not going to happen, because you must learn so you can shed your karma. So take charge of the mind. You see, take charge of the mind. Perform kriya yoga and meditation. Let's do that, some practical, before we wrap it up. You see, the time is in essence, I told you. Oh, Mahadeva. Oh, Mahadeva. Dhanyavad, Mahadeva. Dhanyavad.